Empty jars, we're going to have 2 empty jars, and we're going to fill them up in different ways. And one way is the way that we don't want to fill up our jars, and the other way is the way that we want to fill up our jars. So the first one is going to be the bad way. And we have some items here. We have fine sand from my children's play box. Those are small things in our life. Those are, what level you got on Angry Birds last week. We've got medium things that are important things, but not necessarily spiritually important. Did you pay the rent? Did you go to work? Did you make peace with your coworkers? And then we've got big things. Things that are important to our life, that are spiritually important, that are eternally important. So oftentimes what our life will look like is we'll go out and we'll say, you know what, this week I played Angry Birds for 3 hours and I managed to get a high score. And then I found a new game and I managed to get a high score on that one. And then I found this cool Instagram filter, so I went through and I modified all of my pictures, and they are now the best looking pictures in the whole world. And then on Facebook, these kids posted something, so I spent half an hour responding to them. I think they got the message. And then I kind of got to the end of the day, so I had to do some important things, actually. So I went online and I paid my bills. I made sure to pay the water bill, and I made sure to pay the electricity bill, because the internet is required for posting on Facebook. And I need to get to the important things as well. Let's see, they're going to fit in there okay, maybe they're not going to fit today. We'll give it another shot tomorrow then. And that's what our life ends up looking like. We have a lot of space at the bottom of things that really don't matter. That high score on Angry Birds will go on the wall, and you might be listed #1 in the world. But in reality, it's not going to affect anything. Those bills do need to get paid, but again, they're not going to matter in a spiritual sense. And the things that really did matter didn't really fit in here. But that's okay. You're going to give it another shot tomorrow. And this is the way that we really want to live our life. We've got important things. We've got to read our Bible. We've got to tell our coworkers about Jesus. We've got to find out a little bit more about what we read and what we studied in a group. We've got so many things that we can fit in now. And don't worry, there's still space for your bills. Look, all that space for bills. All that space for the car payments. All that space for all the other things. And guess what? You still have space for your Angry Birds. You still have space for Instagram. You still have space for everything else. And in the end, your life ends up a lot more full. And there's 2 different ways of living your life. There's one where you end up with a lot of sand and not a lot of substance. And there's another one where you end up with a lot of substance and a little bit of sand as well. I encourage all of us to live our life in such a way that we prioritize the important things rather than the simple things.